Hey guys, welcome back. Today we have another game of CEDH and the horrors that come with betting on stocks, but that's something you'll have to watch the video for. I also wanted to let everyone know we have a TCG affiliate link, and if you ever see a card you want to try or are inspired to brew something new, use our link when purchasing and you'll receive a small portion of the sale. This is a great way to support the channel and it really helps us keep making videos. But enough shilling, time to get back to the video. Alright, block there. Kill that. Oh, that is trample. Guess I'm just dead on board. So for today's video, we have something a little different. We finally remembered to record our opening hands. I know, hold your applause. But starting off today, we have Hidden, who is piloting Animar. This creature-based combo deck aims to utilize Animar's cost reduction ability to cheat mana and assemble a few different combos to take his opponents out. His opening hand was a Windswept Heath, Tropical Island, Mountain, Mana Drain, Wheel of Fortune, Reclamation Sage, and Ancestral Statue. Next up is Porf, who has brought Anawan. This rogue deck relies on powerful CEDH cards and tribal synergies to outvalue his opponents. His opening hand was a Mystic Conflux, Mystic Remora, Flusterstorm, Counterspell, Limdul's Volt, a Black Bloom Rogue, and a Cloak and Dagger. Third up is Lotus. He is bringing back his new favorite deck, Tevesh Sot and Crom. This Grixis combo is a more mid-range version of an Ad Naz Thassa's Consultation deck. He had been waffling between this and Silas Wren and Rogak, but with all the hate pieces out there, he thought this pair would get a better result. His opening hand was a Morphic Pool, a Misty Rainforest, Scalding Tarn, Bloodstained Mire, Gamble, Flusterstorm, and a Cabal Ritual. And bringing up the rear is E, who is piloting a new list to the channel. He brought a Vile Smasher and Sakashima deck. This Grixis deck aims to leverage Vile Smasher's ability to deal lots of incremental damage, now with the ability to trigger twice due to Sakashima being able to clone him. His opening hand was a Command Tower, Island, Soul Ring, Izzet Signet, Negate, Gutter Snipe, and Heuristic Study. But without further ado, let's get on to the gameplay. Hidden starts off with a Tropical Island and passes. Porf has a great turn 1. He plays a Mana Conflux, taking 1 to cast a Mystic Remora.
Fuck. And that is fine, I will pass. And yes, you can fit it, feel free.
Loot cracks a Bloodstained Mire to grab a Volcanic Island to cast Gamble.
Trigger. Yep.
He grabs a card and then randomly discards a Morphic Pool. He makes a deal with E to not feed the fish anymore if E does the same. E agrees and passes. E plays a Command Tower and immediately breaks his oath by casting a Soul Ring, but isn't done with just that.
Alright.
You know what?
Fish paying dividends.
I'm actually doing this for Rick, because he always feeds the fish.
Jimmy, I said I would! I said I would!
God
Trigger.
damn it, Jimmy.
God, Jimmy! I literally said I wouldn't for you.
He fucking
No, Rick,
trolled
I'm
the
doing
shit
this.
out of you.
I'm doing this for you, Rick.
Son of
See,
a
now
bitch.
everyone's gonna think I feed the fish.
No, it's still Rick.
Pressure's off you, Rick.
Thanks, Jimmy.
He casts an Izzet Signet and passes after that. Hidden cracks a Windswept Heath and shocks in a Breeding Pool and passes. Porf starts by paying for his fish, and then plays a Chrome Mox. And while waiting on Porf to imprint a card, Loot is called away.
Oh, fuck. I gotta get back in. Hold on, boys.
And no
What?
It's a crypto purchase moment.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck.
Porf ends up imprinting a counterspell and then plays a Black Bloom Bog as land and passes with a full grip. Loot starts with the mana crypt he held last turn. He lets Porf draw off his fish and then plays and cracks a Misty Rainforest for an Underground Sea. He follows it up with a Cabal Ritual for 3 black, letting Porf draw again, and then he casts another ritual, this being a Jeska's Will. He gets 10 red mana and uses his floating black to cast his commander, Tevesh, letting Porf draw again. But Hidden responds with a mana drain, letting Porf draw. Tevesh is countered and Lutz plays a Chrome Mox, imprinting a Flusterstorm.
What the fuck, guys? What are you guys doing?
He uses the rest of his mana to cast his other commander Crom and heads to combat, swinging the Hasty Boy at Hidden and passing after that. E plays an island and then casts a gutter snipe and passes the turn. Hidden gets 5 colorless mana from the mana drain and then plays a mountain as land for turn. He starts off trying to negate Porf's hand-sized advantage by casting a Wheel of Fortune, letting Porfs draw from the fish, who responds with a Force of Will, pitching a Knowledge Exploitation to try and counter the spell, and E responds with a negate, targeting the Force. This triggers the Gutter Snipe and the Remora, letting Porfs draw again, and this time Porf fires back with a Flusterstorm, which triggers Crom to let Lotus draw. No one has any other responses and the wheel is countered. Hidden follows it up with a Teamer Sabertooth, triggering Crom again, and a Hidden passes after that. Porf finally lets the fish die, having drawn enough cards for now. On his main phase, he plays and cracks a Verdant Catacombs for an Underground Sea, and while he searches, Loot updates the table on his acquisition.
Oh god, it's so hard to tell. You can't tell if it's spinning.
You okay, Rick?
Yeah, I'm watching crypto and it's trying to decide if I'm going back in or not. The market's crazy, so it's hard to tell.
Porf then casts a Varigoth, Blood Sky Sire, and passes it after having to discard due to hand size. Lutz wins his Crypt Trigger and then on his main phase casts a Mox Opal, not even realizing the fish had died.
Should have kept the Remora.
Oh, it's gone? Yes!
Oh my god.
You done goofed, son.
He then cracks a Scalding Tarn for a Badlands and casts Tevish Sot again. He +2s him to gain 2 Thralls and passes after that. E starts off with a Dockside Extortionist. It resolves and he gains 4 treasures. He then casts a Rhystic Study, which triggers Crom, and in response to the trigger, Porf casts a Vampiric Tutor for a card. And keeping the responses going, E cracks a treasure to cast a Fatal Push to kill the Varigoth, triggering the Gutter Snipe to ping everyone for 2. The triggers happen and finally the Rhystic resolves, and E heads to combat swinging the Snipe at Porf, passing after that. Hidden starts it off with an island, and the Hidden questions if the table is just dead on Porf's turn.
Like, I have to imagine Fernando just has the win in his hand, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Kill me, take me out of my misery.
Making up his mind, he casts a Neoform, not paying for the Rhystic tax and sacrificing his Sabertooth to grab a Peregrine Drake. He floats his mana in response to the ETB and follows it up with his commander Animar not paying for the tax again. Having finally given enough value to E, he finishes his turn by casting a Reclamation Sage to blow up the Rhystic, but doesn't pay for the tax and lets E draw for a final time. Porf draws his tutored card and then plays an Emergence Zone as land for turn, and passes the turn. And at this point, Lutz realized he missed the Crom trigger.
Wait, I didn't get my draw trigger off the Rex stage. I called it and I didn't hear him say go.
Oh, because you're buying cryptocurrency?
Yes, I was. Or I was
Alright,
trying
then you
to.
definitely don't get the draw.
Lutz starts off by +1ing Tevesh to sacrifice a Thrall to draw 2 cards, and in response, Porf flashes in a Notion Thief. But, wanting his drawback, Lutz responds with a Tainted Pack and exiles till he hits an early Pyroblast, which he uses to counter the Thief. Lutz gets his draw and then plays an Exotic Orchard as land and casts a Talisman of Dominance, and passes after that. He begins by cracking a Misty Rainforest to grab an Underground Sea and cast a Phantasmal Image. It clones the Dockside and he gets 5 treasures. He then casts a Talisman of Creativity and then his commander Vile Smasher. And finally he casts a Sakashima, copying the Vile Smasher. Hidden untaps,
Oh wow. I keep expecting just to lose on my turns.
and starts his turn by evoking a Muldrifter to draw 2 cards, and then plays a Taiga as land. Deciding it's now or never, he casts an Ancestral Statue, triggering Lutz's Crom, but he doesn't draw a response and it resolves and bounces itself. This allows him to recast the statue an infinite amount of times, after which he follows it up with a Duplicate. With this on the stack, Lutz wants to know what his intentions are, but gets a little distracted.
Rick, are you there?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh,
Making a
okay.
trade.
I'm.
Making a
Oh,
trade.
Rick, I want to go to
Gotta get
bed.
out. I misjudged the market. I misjudged it. I had to get out. Okay. Sorry, I lost $30 in about 5 minutes.
He realizes he probably shouldn't be doing this during a game of Commander, and he responds with a Brain Freeze, hoping to utilize the infinite storm count and mill everyone out. But In hopes of gaining favor, he dispels one copy, triggering his Gutter Snipe and both copies of Vile Smasher, pinging both Hidden and Porf for one additional. But he doesn't realize the Storm triggers will still be on the stack. Lotus doesn't believe Hidden has a Shuffler and still tries to mill everyone out.
Well, he's gonna have to shuffle
I
his
want to
library.
see the shuffler. I don't know that it's there. You guys
Shuffle.
Fair enough, fair enough. That's a valid
Kozilek,
point.
first card.
Convinced?
Everyone mills out but Hidden, and the duplicate finally resolves, exiling the Crom. Hidden heads to combat and swings the Animar at Lotus to take him out, but passes after that. On Porf's upkeep, he decides to go out on his own terms and cast a Limduel's Vault, paying 23 into it to take himself out of the game. And E loses on his draw phase.
Who fucking knew he was running shufflers? Damn it.
He's run them forever.
Yeah.
Game review. Man, who would have thought Animar would steal the game like that? Luckily for Hidden, Porf had put a big target on his back by drawing all those cards, but unfortunately for him, they just weren't the cards he needed apparently. It also hurt when he wasn't able to resolve his Notion Thief. As for Lotus, we're not sure why he tried to brain freeze where he did. Granted, that wouldn't have been able to stop Hidden due to the reshufflers, but he could have held it in hopes of Hidden taking Porf out instead. But it was a fun game, and remember kids, cryptocurrency is not your friend. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and if you did, leave a like and consider subscribing, as it really helps us keep making videos. And remember, never give up, even if you're dead on board. I'll see you guys later.